Now 6 and 12 o'clock. That's not a sound that you're supposed to hear. You can see that. Yeah, so like I said, it's been stood up for about 7 years. Yeah, all new brake lines, obviously, and so just because it's been sitting, really, there's not a lot of the thickness coming off. Okay, so I'm going to wire brush these guys, but even before wire brushing, right, I'll introduce you to another little tool that I have that really makes light work of this kind of stuff. Okay guys, so that's it after about 10 minutes, yeah? You would have seen me knocking some of that off. And here, of course, is the area that you need to concentrate on, yeah? Because that's where it builds up more, so even than on the straight, okay? Half-inch brush, quarter-inch brush would do too, just fine. And a little container to pour it out onto. You can't put the crust back out. Sorry, you can't put the used crust or anything you might not use. You can't put it in there, back in the bottle, because it contaminates it. And basically, any rust or particles or tiny molecules of rust that's in there will go in there, and obviously that starts to activate on the rust. But basically, what this does, guys, mouthful, is it neutralizes the rust, yeah, and it also puts a seal on it. Just over here, look. Don't know if we're going to be too dark, but look at that. Don't worry about the tire, yeah. This bus is going for test, so they'll be all, yeah, all new tires. Hi guys, welcome back. So in the last video I did say that I got a new bus, right? And as you can see right behind me now, we've got a new bus, okay? The video of unloading the Boxford lathe out of a Laguna took up so much time and kind of edge of the seat stuff, which it was really, it was very sketchy. That was the last video, and I said in that video that I introduced it also in that video to a new bus, and I apologize I didn't, because like I said, getting the Boxford lathe and cleaning it up and kind of trying to get it semi-restored and in the workshop, you know, that took up all the time, and consequently I didn't get to show you the new bus. But there it is, you can see it behind me. It's the Hymer, it's a 1992 Hymer 2.5 diesel, just diesel, not injected, 2.5 diesel with about just 100,000 kilometers on the clock. Yeah. Now the backstory to this bus is that it was the previous owner hadn't drove it for like 7 years, so it was in his shed, in a big shed, and just parked up. Consequently, the mild steel side of things have suffered because of being parked up. So what we've got to do in this is we've got to recommission it, so that I just might get out on the road sometime, you know, ever. If you've been following along, you'll know that I've got a share of campers at this stage, and I've got nothing that I could take out and get away in this beautiful weather. So the plan with this one is that I will hopefully hit the road, yeah, sometime. What we've got to do in these series of videos as regards to Hymer, I'll separate them from the VW bay, okay? So don't worry about the bay guys and all the guys following the bay stuff. of course I still be at that, yeah. It's just that, like I said, I want to get this kind of recommissioned and on the road, and I might just get a little holiday someplace or whatever out of it. What's to do with this Hymer? Okay, so we're going to be taking the wheels off. The wheels are rusty, right? You're going to see that in this video. I think it'll be kind of common sense to get the brakes done. So I can see from my visuals already that the hard lines, the soft lines, even the hard lines, yeah, they've perished, they've rusted, and they've, you know, and they do, and I'll show you all that. So we're going to be doing hard lines, we're going to be doing soft lines, we're going to be doing wheel bearings possibly, we're going to be doing the brakes as in pads and discs, we're going to be hitting it with a new rad, and the fitting of that, etc. You know, anything that I can, you know, show and kind of explain to the best of my ability, I will be doing that. Mechanical is not my forte, as some of you guys will know, right? Welding and repair, right? Restoration. That's what I do. Okay, so any of you new viewers that come on here to see this, I hope you enjoy it. Please like, share, subscribe, all the usual stuff. And yeah, I know that I have got some stuff already filmed as regards, and there's a tool that I'm going to introduce you to as well on this video. I think that's it, right? I'm going to go through this bus, right, and show you about it. I'll unhook you and just give you a little eyeball because the sun has kind of gone in, I think, enough that I can kind of show you. But I've made a start on this, guys, okay? And where I'm at with it is, this is the introduction to the Hymer, okay? Like I said, 1992, yeah? And you can see that I've made a start as regards the wheels are off, and I'm going to be showing you, I'm going through the wheels, the brakes, and there's a lot of stuff that, you know, like I say, taking off the front bumper. I'll do a video on that for anybody that's kind of, that might be interested in that, yeah? Yeah, there'll be like the step, okay? So the step has rotted off it. Like I said, the mild steel. I'll show you these areas that need attention, okay? On these chassis, this area is always prone for rust. There's a small little bit of a repair to do there. You can see that, yeah? So there's a little repair to do there. There's 3 skins that actually meet up in that area. These usually rot off, yeah? These little brackets, etc. I'm going to be going through this. There's a bigger radiator on this one. There's a Nissan's radiator, and the previous owner told me like he paid 450 euros for that radiator. I'll just quickly show you that. So we're talking fitting exhausts, and there's lots of stuff that's going to be in these videos, guys, yeah? Now that radiator, from my research, because I'm, you know, I'm a VW man really, you know, but that radiator goes from here to there. So you can see the extension on it, right? It's a bigger radiator, and I'm actually going to replace it with the same, again, like for like. Now, usually on radiators, that area there, if you do that, and it all lies down flat and probably breaks and everything, but yeah, it's a new rad, but unfortunately, the mild steel, you know, the mounts, right? And this area here, there's angle iron on that bottom piece, just like that side there, yeah? And that's all rotted away. So I'm going to give it a new rad. Again, look, this one side is stiff, right? And if you have a Hymer, check that, because it should just go like that. And usually one side can be stiff or locked up completely. That was locked up completely. I'm working on it because I'll be transferring these 2 fans over to the new rad, the replacement rad. I'm going with the same size again. I think it's probably a good idea. I've researched it, and there's no harm whatsoever in using a bigger rad, okay? A smaller rad, no, but a bigger rad, you can do it. So guys, I hope you like the videos on this one. I will do a walk round and a walk through, etc. Of the 544. And this is, you know, that's it there, guys, look. Okay, I've gone on the roof and I've cleaned the roof. Everything looks really good in it. There's a bike carrier. Yeah, so it's a nice job. Yeah, it's a good job. There's a bit of wind kicking up now, guys, so I'm sorry about that, but yeah. So I'll give it a separate video, a walk around and go through it and all about it, etc. But right now, guys, that's what we're going to be doing. That's what we're oiling everything and lubricating everything and going along the chassis and doing all the edge of the chassis, etc. Yeah. You know, that there's things like this, you know, it's like it's just been stood up. Yeah. These will need to be cleaned. Yeah. And there's a hairline crack there. Don't know if you can see that or not. You know, there's lots of little things that, look, can you see that? You see what I mean? Any place where water slows down, there's a hole there, right? So I've lubricated everything with WD-40. So everything has been oiled. There's a cable coming out through that. Can you see that? Look. It probably goes in and up to them top lights, I would imagine. I'm not sure yet. There's loads of stuff going on, guys. I've took the grill out of it, and obviously, as you can see, in the red and stuff like that. A little bit dark in here now, but it's a 2.5 diesel, yeah. And I light it all up in the areas when I'm showing you what I'm going to show you, and you know, but so. I have stuff here now, okay, for the step. That's the step rotted off of it, the mild steel again, okay. That's like conduit, so it's galvanized. It's the right size, okay. Something like this, look. See? So it'll have to be, you know, but yeah, that was a piece I was going to use. Obviously it's too long. I was going to use that. So I hope you enjoy the content, guys. I'm just giving you a quick little preview of what's going on and what I've been involved in up to now, and I've been taking it apart, you know, getting the spare wheel out, etc. The bracketry for it is what you'd have to do if you're going to be doing any of this kind of thing. You know, your air filter, I'm measuring up everything and seeing exactly, so I'm putting a whole list together for all the service parts, probably new pads and stuff, you know, that it needs as well. Yeah, so guys, before I take this wheel off, okay, or any of the wheels indeed, or if you're even taking your wheels off, or you need to take your wheels off, a good thing to do is always, like, we're going to recommission this bus, and I think before we go gunning the nuts off, or wrestling with the nuts in whatever fashion you might have to, here's something you should do. If you grab at 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock and 6 o'clock and 12 o'clock and shake as much as you can, you know, to check your wheel bearing, because remember, we're going through this bus, yeah. So now is a good time before you take your wheel off. Then we're going to get into the drum, and then we're going to get into the brake pads, and we probably will order wheel cylinders, and we want to know what size the wheel cylinder piston is. So before we get all in there, now is the time to check, yeah, your wheel bearings. So, and shake this way, yeah, rock in and out. And if you can, I hear a little bit. Can you hear that? Okay, now 6 and 12 o'clock. Okay, So there might be a little turn on the nut. We won't know until we get in. That sounds like a wheel bearing needs doing, okay? So maybe a wheel bearing replacement there. But now we know before we go in. Do you understand? You can't do this test after you take the wheel off and you get into your hub, and it's too late then. So that's something you can always do. You can always check just by jacking up your vehicle, you know, in the safest method, and chock or whatever the other wheels, etc. But that's not a sound that you're supposed to hear. That means your wheel bearing is most likely worn, yeah? So there you go, guys. I'll do that with all four. That's another part of it. Oh. Yeah, so like I said, it's been stood up for about 7 years, yeah, and it all needs to be cleaned, yeah, basically the usual. But it's been dry, yeah. All new brake lines, obviously, and from the other side, guys, I think the pad was really clean, yeah. So there was new pads in it. It just needs, everything needs cleaning. There's no lip on there, so I think maybe we'll be okay for discs, yeah. So that's the kind of situation we have. It's got the little sensor on here, you know, the wire on the pads, for any of you that's not familiar. So it'll be all new. They're pretty much really, I think it's a little bit dark, but yeah. Anyway, the wheels, wheels are crusty, as you can see. So just because it's been sitting, really, there's not a lot of the thickness coming off. Okay, so I'm going to wire brush these guys, but even before wire brushing, right, I'll introduce you to another little tool that I have that really makes light work of this kind of stuff. It's a great little help. Actually, we'll go there now and I'll show you. Yeah, I'll show you that guy in action, because this is yeah, it's just around the apertures, you know. But yeah, it's kind of bad, yeah. Ain't it bust, eh? It's kind of bad. You want this guy? Go on then. Okay guys, I'll bring you back in a minute and I'll show you this guy in action. Okay guys, I'm going to show you that tool now, right? It's probably one of the best tools you'll buy. You will need a compressor, and it's basically a power gun, a needle gun, yeah? I'll just show you that there now. So, this little gun I got 20 euros, about 20 euros, 17 pounds thereabouts. You can see it's a work zone, so it's Lidl or Aldi one of those stores, okay? But I'll tell you what, for 20 odd euros, okay, that thing eats the rust off. Now, I would say also anything from about 2.5 mil thickness upwards, okay? So 3 mil, anything this thickness, you know, the thickness of the wheel there, ideal for chassis work, for cleaning all your chassis along the ridges, etc. For the money, you won't get better value, and it's indestructible really, as far as I'm concerned. I've put it through loads, you know, and for like I say, for the money that I spent on it, I'll just turn on the air and I'll perch you up for a little minute, and you'll see it's like it just really speeds up the process of getting heavy rust off. So that's the tool tip there, you know. A needle gun, that's what it's called, a needle gun. These guys go in and out, you can hear that. They only travel about 3 mil, 4 mil, you know, a 1/16 of an inch. But my God, this thing, you know, that's the makeup of it. You got all these little needles. Haven't counted them, guys, yeah, but all metal body, aluminium type of thing, a cast, oil daily, and a great little tool, yeah, like I say, for heavy rust. Okay, I'll hang you up and you'll see it in action. Okay guys, you're going to need ear protection and your goggles, of course. This is like a machine gun really. Look at that. Okay guys, so that's it after about 10 minutes, yeah? You would have seen me knocking some of that off. And here of course is the area that you need to concentrate on, yeah? Because that's where it builds up more so even than on the straight, okay? But if you've got wheels to do like this on your camper van, like I say, 10 minutes, about 10 minutes, okay? I'm just giving the compressor a little chance now because she's pretty much continuous there. And I'll flip it over, do the other side, Then I'll be painting it with my old favourite Rust Hammerite, yeah. And I've got a little brush here. It's like 12mm, yeah, 1/2 inch brush, 1/4 inch brush would do too, just fine. And a little container to pour it out onto. You can't put the Rust back out. Sorry, you can't put the used Rust or anything you might not use. You can't put it in there, back in the bottle, because it contaminates it. And basically, any rust or particles or tiny molecules of rust that's in there will go in there, and obviously that starts to activate on the rust. But basically, what this does, guys, mouthful, is it neutralizes the rust, yeah, and it also puts a seal on it. Okay, might show you that in the process, but just over here, look. Don't know if we're going to be too dark, but look at that. Don't worry about the tire, yeah. This bus is going for test, so they'll be all, yeah, all new tires. Shame really, because these were really good tires, yeah. I can't see anything wrong with those, you know what I mean, but it is what it is. You got to have test. Date, okay, so tires can only be so old. I don't think they fail it on it. It's like an advisory, but hey, listen, it's as well to have it right, yeah, if you can. So all cleaned out. So I put Rust on it, and then I put like zinc primer, a little light coating of zinc primer on it, and then I've got like again this kind of thing. So over here, you see, Eyes Upon Zinc 182 rust inhibiting primer. So that's the first thing that goes on after the Rust. Yeah, I put the Rust on first, that little bottle I showed you, and then this stuff, look, rust protection primer. Put that over the top of the zinc primer, and then I'm just going to paint them, yeah, and they'll be pretty. Pretty wheels. So that's it, guys. You know, it cleans them up. Yeah, you got a nice clean edge on it. I got to get them painted up, obviously, before I get the new tires on. Now's the time to do it and give them a new lease of life. Yeah. The camper is 1992, so obviously she's 31 years old, I suppose, and that's the kind of stuff you can expect, you know. Maybe I'm over the top, too meticulous or what. I don't think so. You know, it's good to know that this is right on the road, guys. You know, the channel is all about rust and rust prevention and how to repair and weld, that kind of thing. So yeah, I think, you know, these are the closest to the muck and the grime, the road dirt, which I'm always talking about with my black hands. But you know, hey, you know, 32 years of rolling around on the road, you'd like a bath, you know, or a proper massage. So that wakes up the rust on that. I'll hang you up and I'll show you what's come off of it. Apologies for any shakes and stuff, but not too bad. We're getting good. So I expect that to fall off. Buster, you okay? So that's only a fraction of what came off, guys, because I kind of blew it. Yeah, so it's on the ground. We start with the other side. I won't be showing you that now. I'll just continue on. Yeah, I actually was around this already a little bit. Yeah, there's a lot of the stuff gone into the top of the beer barrel, and I can assure you that's all that's around the beer barrel and in the beer barrel. There's nothing else in it. It's dry. But look, you see, that's what you see when you look at your wheels and you think, yeah, they're all right. They look okay. You know, but the seam is in there. Yeah, and you know, and then you have the big shiny hubcap, right? Let's have a look at that. And what would you know? Look, wouldn't you think everything was perfect? Yeah, lovely shiny hubcap. Yeah, I'm sure the tester guy will know. He'll be eyeballing that stuff. So yeah, I've got to scrape all the dead paint and right in the joint there and clean that out. Okay, I'm using a very sharp knife, believe it or not, to cut, lean sideways and cut in against it, and in this way, yeah. And it'll come up like the other one, and I have another 2 to do, guys. Okay, it just shows you, look, you know, yeah, our favorite thing, rust. Yeah, the buds are keeping us company. That's it, guys. So guys, if you like what you saw, we're, like I said, we're working from the top right to the bottom. I mean, what I mean by that is discs, pads, wheel bearings, track rod ends, you know, anything it needs to make it mechanically perfect. It's going to be going for a test. It needs everything right, and I don't want to be doing this again. Okay, I've enough to do with the classics and all the rest of it, and of course this is a classic, right? They go up in value, and worthwhile, I think. So I think it's a great little project. Like I said, I'll be switching. I'll be putting stuff up for the Hymer stuff. I'll be putting stuff up for the VW stuff, and I hope you like what you see, advisories and all the rest of it, right, as regards kind of getting this kind of stuff done. You know, if that's what if you've just picked up a camper, they're pretty much all the same. Okay, I haven't mentioned it, but like I have a Talbot Express over there, you'll see it in the background every now and again, and unfortunately the water got into the roof of the Talbot, and it has, I won't say destroyed the roof, but it, you know, it's made a bit of a mess, right? And I had a whole heap of parts for the Talbot, okay, heavy duty springs, soft lines, wheel bearings, etc, etc. And in the next video I'll show you as well, I'm going to be doing the slam panel on this Hymer. Like, I mean, the slam panel is really rusted out. I'll just stick a picture up there now of the slam panel, and that was a question I had for the technical group, Hymer, and yeah, so I had one of those restored, a slam panel, because of the panel that I have here in front of me that I'm looking at, and that was the panel of it, of that Talbot. But what I mean is the bottom side of this was a bit, you know, too far gone for my liking, and so I did actually get a perfect slam panel, which I'm not going to use for this Hymer. I'm only going because the top of what I have there is perfect. In another video I'll show you, that's all doable, right? It's exact, it's like for like, there's no difference. I suppose when you think about it, right, this is on a Renault, this is on a Fiat Ducato, okay, chassis. So it's the Hymer on the Fiat Ducati chassis. You know, yeah, follow along, and I'll share all the knowledge and the new stuff and the stuff that, you know, that may be helpful to you guys. Yeah, so with that, I'm going to call it now and say, please like, share, subscribe. It really doesn't matter what camper you have. Yeah, that wind is kicking up again, guys. We're obviously not in the workshop, so thanks for watching this if it was your first time over, and welcome. Okay, I'll catch you all in the next one, guys. Ciao.